to another episode of Walk the Talk with Bulbeer. Today I have a very gorgeous, beautiful, oldest school friend of mine, Malaika Khan, who has recently launched her brand called EOM, stands for Essence of Malaika. Let's have it from her now.
Thank you, Bulbeer. Thank you for having me here. I feel privileged and I feel blessed. And I'm so proud of what you have achieved all the years with Ace Tech. And today, I must tell everyone this. I felt a joy and a sense of pride when I happened to scroll through Insta and my dear friend has started something called Walk the Talk with Bulbeer. And I got so, there was a sense of pride. I immediately picked up the phone and I said, Bulbeer, amazing. Because, there's always this hidden talent in us women because we are wearing so many hats and we're a mother 1 hour, we are a wife 1 hour, a daughter-in-law 1 hour, so many things. And I think it's beautiful when a woman can come out there and make herself her own, be proud of what she's done, what she's achieved, as like I said, all the different hats she wears. So I'm very proud of you. And I feel honored to be here, a part of Walk the Talk, Bulbeer. And so, EOM, Essence of Malaika. Yes.
Before you begin, let me say what I felt when I saw Instagram and I'm like, oh my God, this is like one crazy shoot Malaika's done. Let me go check it out. And I was like, okay, EOM, this girl is killing it and I want to get into it and ask her what it's all about. So let's begin.
So Bulbeer, it's us, you know what I mean? I think especially for me, as you know, I am half English and half Gujarati. Always kind of wanted to fit in. There were very few of you who didn't, judge me for the way I spoke or saw my mother and think I was different. There were very few of you who took me as what I was, and I always spend my time trying to show people I am Indian, where just, it's sometimes the color of my skin or the way I talk. I get lost in, people think I'm, from a foreign land. Just because you're born, through somebody who comes from a foreign land doesn't make you foreign when you decide to pick India as your place to be birth. And, so this was my tribute to India that I have been wanting to do since I was the age of 15 when I went to my boarding school and I picked up my subject of art and art history and I studied the ancient history of India. I mean, we do touch upon it in, history as our subject. But I also went and learned American history and various other world history. And I have always been very intrigued and taken by what India has as its art and its culture. And there's so much that India should be proud of. And, living here, I feel sometimes, we as Indians want to try and replicate or imitate or, bring in the Western culture. And today, let me tell you, Bulbeer, the Westerners are imitating us. We try and watch yoga and practice yoga because we are seeing many of the Hollywood stars talking about it, be it Gwyneth Paltrow, be it, losing a few names, but I think you know where I'm getting at.
Of course, I do.
And
I can relate to what
they come to India to experience, the wellness centers and Ayurveda and homeopathy and naturopathy. It all comes from India, and somewhere I think we got lost in, I don't know whether it was translation, and here I am saying I'm a proud Indian and I'm glad. I'm very rooted to my country. Yes, it's not that I don't appreciate where I come from, but deep down inside, I feel that we must all start being proud of where our country, today it is blooming and growing, and there's so much economically happening, and I don't want to get into the political or the economics of it, but I think we all know that we should be proud of our country. So this is a tribute to India, and me being a Mumbaiite, my first furniture line, which is called Coastal Lux. It's a journey as to how a Mumbai girl just sits sometimes and just looks into the ocean, the depth of the ocean. There's so much to see, the intensity, the vastness, and it encapsulates you, and you can take the beauty of it. And I can't tell you, I feel it's a breath of fresh air every time. And my journey begins also. My father was a diamond merchant, and I actually majored in diamond technology and jewelry design. And
Wow,
how did interiors come into being, and how did I find myself fitting in?
It was a calling.
It was a calling. That's how I say this to people, that sometimes the question comes, but then why aren't you a jewelry designer or assorting diamonds? And I'm like, just because I think that's it, right? We should not be narrow-minded with that education, so that's where you should go. And I think there is no set rule as to what one's calling is, like you say, or one's passion is. And I realized how much I love furniture, and I was blessed, and I feel grateful that I have worked with some of the biggest names in the industry. As you know, my sister-in-law Suzanne Khan married into a family where Mrs. Zareen Khan, one of the pioneers and the legacy of what interior design is. So, of course, very inspired by the two of them. My other sister-in-laws, Farah Khan and Simone Aurora, are also very talented, and we're all in the creative world. And you shouldn't be fixated. Creativity, you can touch into all aspects of life. You know what I mean? I think you should just be honest and genuine to your beliefs. And so for me, I feel there is so much to explore in India, and that's where I'm at, Bulbeer, exploring India through EOM, Essence of Malaika, the crux of Malaika, the beliefs of Malaika. It's all about appreciating and loving what India brings, celebrating the way we celebrate our festivals, the way we celebrate anything. It's done with so much love, joy, harmony.
Correct.
I mean, I love it. It's so vibrant, the diversity of our cultures. Today we have over 800 languages. I mean, we are, there's so much to know and so much to explore, from all the way down to the tip of South India, which is, Kanyakumari, all the way to
Kashmir.
North India, Ladakh, Leh, I mean, it's beautiful, it's magnificent. And that's all I want to do is through my, brand, myself, I want to encourage India. I want to encourage Indian craftsmen. I want to encourage all my furniture, by the way, everything is local. I'm, hoping to encourage more younger upcoming brands to use more Indian, workmanship, craftsmanship, and be proud of India. Yeah.
Of course, I mean, I see this, that you're like really wanting to get everything out of India, which is amazing.
Yes.
Today's day and date, you don't see much of this happening, So I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Of what you're doing, because,
Thank you.
I mean, when, where you're living and you want to, give back to your country in such a way, like, I can feel the emotion coming out from
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
That's something that, people need to know, and they will only get to know through the essence of Malaika.
Thank you so much, Bulbeer. But I really don't have anything against international brands. I proudly carry a few branded names, be it Zara, H&M, Balenciaga, whatever the names are. But I'll tell you something, we should not get lost in that. And I feel there is much more purpose to life. The journey to life should be beyond and above. Even if it's the Indian brands that we carry, whether it's Shane and Falguni, who are my bestest of friends, she's a sister to me, or Manish Malhotra, or many of the top brands. I mean, I think we should just be proud of our heritage, and that's what I'm trying to do.
We shouldn't forget.
We shouldn't forget
The roots.
exactly our roots, you know what I mean? So I don't purposely wear this attire. I enjoy wearing Indian clothes. Most of the times you will find me in kurtas and in loose baggy, you know. I love the salwars that, I mean, this is Pakistani. There's no, again, it's nothing, country or diversity. I just, whatever I feel you're comfortable carrying, we're comfortable, exactly, with your style, yeah. You look so beautiful always. You carry yourself off so well.
Thank you. So tell me something, do you believe that luxury has to always be expensive?
So, Bulbeer, I must tell you, I am proud that after 12 years of being under one of, again, the biggest names, Suzanne Khan, who's caters to a niche crowd, but I would say she also has a great eye for even kind of showing people that you can have affordable living, affordable luxury living. And that's where I come in, Bulbeer. I really want to let everyone know that my furniture is very affordable. And I want to cater to everyone, any aspirational young couple, young families. I want Gen Z to feel comfortable at the age of 25 to 30 if they're moving from their cities and they want to have a little bit of luxury, that my furniture can fit their budget. And I want everyone to know that it isn't that luxury has to be unaffordable or expensive. Luxury, and I was just in fact saying this to somebody just the other day, that can you try bringing in style without wearing no brand? Because all I saw her do was from top to bottom just wear brands. And I had nothing against it. I say, please carry your style. It's wonderful that, you need all that, and I'm not judging anybody. But I think it's so important sometimes to be yourself, to be comfortable in what you're wearing and what you're doing. So yes, do it for yourself. Yeah, do anything that is comforting you. Do anything that you are not feeling, threatened, or feeling that you have to imitate somebody, or, be yourself. That's all, So, yeah.
So tell me something, when it's like, how do you get into the detailing of all these products and the material?
So, Bulbeer, again, when I was with the Charcoal Project, which is my sister-in-law Suzanne Khan's brand, she was kind enough to call me in. I just delivered my second child, and she said, now, Malaika, I need you. I'm starting my company and I want family to be around. And I remember her the first day I walked in, and I was twiddling my fingers, and she said, what? I said, what do you want me to do? She's like, figure it out. And I think that is such a wonderful thing she did. It was like, how as children, your parents, at least we experienced it. I think you would say the same, is that your parents throw you in the deep end and then you swim back to shore yourself, right? It was pretty much like that for me. And I said, okay. And 2 hours later, she calls me. She's like, okay, so what? So by then I'd kind of like, figured out, okay, this is the person I go to kind of ask, who's the designer, who's the salesperson. And I started walking around and talking to everybody, like introducing myself, as you know, I always do, and kind of got into a friendly atmosphere. And 2 hours later, she called me. She's like, what have you done? I said, well, introduced myself to everybody, and we burst out laughing. And then she's like, just 1 second, wait, and she gave me, actually two of my biggest sites. Again, she's like, listen, I'm just going to tell you, but you're going to have to figure out yourself, because you are not someone, I don't believe, who doesn't have the capabilities. You are by far one of the most intelligent people I know. So she kind of like, through two sites, top sites actually. There was the Madhwani family. I'm sure you know Mumtaz and Mayur Madhwani. They're also family to us. But so that was one site I did. One of my best, I would say my first, but I really have to say for the first time, I did quite a good job and they were very happy. And slowly, that's how I built my journey, Bulbeer. And I realized, and she's, again, a couple of months later, she's like, so what do you want to do? And I said, I think I want to head the manufacturing unit and I want to do the execution. She said, great. Anyway, Bulbeer, slowly, I came into, today, I will proudly say, and I'm not pitting myself next to anyone. I speak for myself. I feel I make the most comfortable sofas. And for 10 years, I've been perfecting the sofa because, my husband, Zayed Khan, is extremely tall. I'm extremely short. So I had to do somewhere like, the porridge kind of story, the baby bear's porridge and Goldilocks. That's too hot and that's too cold and that's too, sweet or whatever. So that kind of journey came into my whole existence. And I will say that under her wing, I must have finished over 14 sites, some of the topmost sites. So in my 10 years career, I've done quite a lot of work, but that's why I specify essence of Malaika, furniture, accessories, lifestyle, and beyond. Because it's everything. You know what I mean? I don't want to. Yeah.
So when it comes to interior designing and, EOM, what do you have to, what do you think that people, how will they accept?
So, Bulbeer, firstly, again, I have to specify this. This is all handcrafted by Indian artisans and craftsmen. The fabric, again, is from Indian companies. Everything here is sourced Indian. And I have meticulously put color palettes together, keeping in mind that I want to cater to all age groups, okay? And definitely keep it very affordable, very minimalistic. For anybody to walk into this zone, they don't have to think. It's a no-brainer. I know I've taken the color palette as per what I see. I got inspired by the coastal zone. If you can see, it's got very much of the hues and of a sandy beach with like a tropical feel and, very, sorry, not tropical, but very coastal feel, like as you see the coast coming along. And I would also like to add on to this, my rugs and a lot of my accessories, which I will be eventually introducing, and I'm hoping to share them with you, are all made of recycled plastic. I want to create my fabrics and everything where I want to be conscious of our environment, because today we are also facing a great challenge with Mother Earth. And if I can partake even the smallest hand, the smallest bit in being conscious and supporting people, my dear friends, in helping our environment, living a sustainable life. So my rugs, a lot of my accessories are all made of recycled plastic.
And we can't even figure it out.
Exactly. You won't figure it out, but I can show you certification and everything. It will be coming up as it went. You know what I mean?
I'm complimenting.
Thank you. You
really
thank you. You don't, right? Yeah. And so
you were mentioning something about, put everything together and this is what it's going to cost.
Yes.
So I want you to highlight that.
So Bulbeer, if you go on to my Insta page, EOM Essence of Malaika, you will see I have first given you kind of like a concept. So what I call is like a mood board, where I've kind of put together what I see can fit into any home. So most people who have very busy lives sometimes do not get the time to walk into a store, and I do not get the time to kind of, browse around and what shall I do. And I think most of us are enjoying the whole digital aspect that the world has come into, where at a click of a button, you can figure out, sometimes Google becomes your biggest doctor, or Google becomes your dictionary. You know what I mean? So somewhere at the click of a button, I wanted people to know that you're safe. You can not get confused, because that's what used to happen. People would come into the store, and like I said, I used to go around and do everything. So one day I'd go and be the sales manager, you know what I mean? Because that's how I'd get to meet people. Otherwise, staying in just the execution or the back end, I would not get to meet people, you know what I mean? So I'd go one day and spend the whole day at the sales desk and meeting and greeting people. And I always found them kind of, and this is what Suzanne and I kind of decided, that we must create the store into concepts. And if you ever went into the charcoal, we'd have literally divisions so people would see it as a whole set. So it's, for example, like how I have put this, there's a 3-seater, there's a 1-seater, there's a 2-seater, which is not it's in the background. But, if you see the whole picture, you will see that I've set it up in such a way so any person, who doesn't have an eye for color, is confused already. Because, if I'm expected to look at an Excel sheet and figure out somebody's bank accounts and finances, it would give me, it would give me palpitation, you know what I mean? And it's the same with somebody who's in the IT world and been told to now, okay, make your house, you know what I mean? Or you ask me to go into the kitchen and, cook up a sabzi, I will fidget, I will literally probably faint, so exactly back to that, so that is why I thought I need to do something that will make the person not get intimidated by, okay, now what do I do with this sofa? Oh, now how do I match up this table? And by the end of it, they're so flustered that, okay, I'll come another day. And that used to happen every time. So anyway, we came up with this whole concept of concepts. But now I have, because of course I'm still establishing myself, I am not a Suzanne Khan, I am not a Gauri Khan, I'm not an Ashisha, I'm a simple little girl trying to live a simple little life. And you know what I mean? I want to keep it mellow. I want to keep it, grounded. I want to be approachable. I want people to feel comfortable. And definitely luxury. I think all of us deserve it. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it's a concept that I'm putting, and like I told you, it's a tribute to India. So my first story is Coastal Lux, a tribute to Mumbai city, because I'm a Mumbai girl, and like that there will be story 2, there will be story 3, and that I think we will keep talking about.
So tell me about what's coming next from you.
So next, I'll just tell you, it's just the name. I've called it Rani Mahal.
Okay.
Yeah. As you can see, their names are also pretty indigenous to India, because
history.
Yes, absolutely. So that's, again, cannot keep my heart closed. It's the furniture and the whole look and feel will be very towards Rajputanis and Mughal.
I can imagine.
Maharanis,
I can imagine the
I think I've already taken
already.
You there. I you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. I mean, so that's what I mean. It's why I want it to be like a storybook, where you walk in and you feel it's a story. So, and to me, everything has life, right? And we shouldn't feel that it's just a living being that has life, be it a creature of sorts. I think a whole place comes alive, right? Of course, people make a home, experiences make a home. And I want my whole concept to, like I say, it's, making memories.
So talking about this particular collection, how do you plan to reach your target audience? Like,
Bulbeer, like through somebody sitting right here next to me, you know what I mean? And
guys, are you listening?
Yeah. And like Sumit was so sweet and kind to say that, he'll put me next year on Ace Tech and all. And yeah, right now, Balbir, I have 2 young children. I mean, one of them is 15 and coming into his ICSE. And I will not forget, I'm a mother first, above it all. So that's my priority. So I'm not rushing into anything. People can reach out to me, the DM on the EOM platform, inquiries, anything. But like I said, I want to establish what EOM is, what Malaika is, because that's when, you will have trust on my furniture, right? If you have trust in me,
Correct.
And you will eventually see EOM is going to get quite fun. If you saw even the first video,
Of course.
it's fun, right? Because again, you make memories, right? And when you're sitting in your living room, you're not sitting like how you and I are. We're joking, we're laughing. We have a glass of wine, or we have a cup of tea, or a couple of friends just talking about life, talking about their journey. So, what you and I are doing today, right now, and that's what EOM is going to be. It's in a sense of what I am. I am a fun-loving, my heart is genuine. I like to listen to people. I love to listen to people's adventures. Okay, I'm not so much into handbags and shoes and shopping destinations and, talking about my travels. That's something very personal, I feel. And back again, there's lots to life, and that's what I want to talk through EOM. So there are going to be sessions where I'm going to be taking through people's my home hacks. I make a lot of my own disinfectants and cleaners, and I have some crazy hacks that many of my closest friends who come home have heard about it. Like, yeah, exactly. So one of them that my, my helpers and my staff at home know, the bell rings and, you hear Sirka ka pani, and that I will tell you on EOM.
Okay. So, Malaika, tell me something about Ace Tech.
So, Balbir, I will tell you that I remember when I was at the charcoal project, Sumit coming and kind of, I think we have twice done lounges at Ace Tech, and I have been a part of setting it up, and through that I have met Sumit, and I have to say what the team of Ace Tech, Sumit, yourself, and it takes, like they say, it takes a village to bring up a child, right? So it takes a team of like-minded people to bring up something so beautiful that Ace Tech I know of now for 12 years, and I hear that it's a 20-year-old, and today itself, when I was talking to my brother who's a financial advisor and a brand consultant, and I said the word Ace Tech, he's like, of course I know what Ace Tech is. So you must be proud of what you and Sumit have created, and Ace Tech is a place that I'm hoping one day to do a lot with, and I'm hoping that Sumit and I will, and you yourself will work into things that, we can collaborate, because I believe in collaboration. I do not think you can, this whole concept of a one-man army, one person show, it takes you nowhere. I believe in the whole philosophy of it takes a village to bring up a child.
It's teamwork that makes a dream
work. Absolute. Teamwork that makes a dream work.
That's
very true. Yeah. And that's why if you see even the hashtag of EOM, it's friends of EOM, family of EOM, yeah. You know what I mean? Team of EOM, because it's just not me, I have to give full credit to Malini Agarwal. I think you know who I'm talking about here, Miss Malini Talent, and the Good Creators Co-Lounge that believed in me to put up this together. So Malini, I must tell everyone, is such a beautiful soul that no one knows how she, through this journey of building talent and helping, what we are doing? We encourage young business, people who are enterprising, have, small entrepreneurships, and making small businesses, but are so afraid because you know how expensive it is to have a stall, even for a 2-day rent. We all know it. I mean, you have to do it because it's business at the end of the day. But I think it starts small, where you start recognizing young talent and letting them know there are platforms that, in fact, this is something I want to speak to Sumit and you about, where we want to encourage young talent. They should not feel afraid that they cannot come out there and it's expensive, whether to hire a booth or it's too big or too large, or, you know, so we are making people come in, and, you know, so what we do is the first kind of, whatever they are, whether they are in any form of creativity, whether they are interior designers, jewelry designers, architects, you know, artists, you name it, you know, book writers, readers, editors, in whatever field you are, we give you the initiative to come here, but then you have to tag us. And that's how social media works, you know, and I think everybody must feel proud of what they do.
Definitely.
We must encourage and support young business. This is what, so I must say kudos to her to have this dream and pull through and take it through. And, you know, she gave me the chance of putting my furniture here. And we dream to take this into various other cities across India. And let's see, you know, Bulbeer, it's, you know, you have a dream and you just make it happen. You just go for it. You have your vision boards, you have your mood boards, and you have your manifestations, and everybody's talking about it today. And you know what? The secret works.
Correct.
It works, you know, and if you do it with a good thought, your intentions are pure, you are consistent, you keep it as a habit, you keep it as a goal, it will happen one day.
And
you know,
especially when you have a supportive family.
Oh
which is
yes.
the backbone.
Oh yes. I mean, I think Bulbeer, I will take this, you know, you should be crediting yourself. You were brought up to beautiful children. You sat back in the back seat. Yes, I know you drove the car, but you were at the back seat. But because you had, you know, your priorities, your children, you know, it's very important, and it's very hard to sometimes juggle between being a working mom and, you know it. Yes. I've gone through it. There would be hours I would be away from my kids, and there would, you know, the guilt struck in, and I did take a 3-year leave before I started EOM. So, you know, it's been something that's brewing for years. I mean, you know, 8 years of wanting, first it was MK furniture line, and then I said, I don't want to sound like a marine ply line, you know what I mean? It, you know, MK furniture sounded like marine, you know, like 100% marine ply, you know what I mean? So that the name came from a lot of, like, you know, I had a lot of... I
think it's a lot of depth, lot
of thinking. Absolutely, and that's what you got to do, like walk the talk. With Bulbeer, I'm sure it didn't happen one morning. I got up, I want to walk the talk. It's, you know, you believed in something. You wanted people to talk about their work, their ethics, their culture, you know, how they balance life.
Correct.
You know, it's not just, sometimes there are man daddies too, right? Let's face it, there are many I know who, you know, my husband, for example, I mean, no one knows this, but he took a 4-year break to spend time with his children, because he said, their foundational years of, and especially we have 2 boys. So he literally took 4 years, and he's a brilliant father.
I know. I've spoken to him about this on this topic, and I was like in awe. And I told Sumit, I said, Sumit, that is not what he looks. Chill,
exactly,
dude.
Right? Yeah.
He has, again, a lot of depth.
Yes.
And the fatherly figure he has put up here in front of me today, by just talking a few things, a few points that he brought up.
Yeah. He's a brilliant father, a brilliant uncle, a brilliant brother, and most of all, a wonderful son. Lovely. Okay, I will not say that he's not a very supportive husband, because I wouldn't be here today.
It goes
without saying. So I will not, you know, that I shouldn't even have to mention that, because I think it takes a unit, you know, of a husband and wife. Firstly, we are best of friends, you know, but he's been an extremely supportive force in everything I have done, you know what I mean? So there were days where I was so lost and confused, and he would pick me up and say, no, you're not giving up your dream. Believe in it, So,
That's awesome.
yeah, I think we are blessed to have supportive husbands because,
For sure.
In today's day and age, where if you were to go back into a past for our mothers, it was such a journey to, it was
Handle everything.
everything,
Oh my
what I
God,
mean. And today, I think
Totally get it.
we have to give credit to our parents who have made us become these independent women who can work, who don't have to feel hassled and flustered by bringing up children and looking after their in-laws. And, and I think I have to give credit to my mother-in-law, okay, Mrs. Zareen Khan, who did it so graciously, brought up 4 children, looked after her business. And she's a pioneer, and we all look up to her in many ways. I mean, trust me, no one knows this, but I don't. In the morning, my first call goes to her. What should we eat? I'm thinking of wearing this. I'm thinking of doing this. This is what the kids are doing.
Sweet.
So she is really beyond my mother, and the world, I'm telling you this, and I will keep repeating this. She is my God.
Oh.
Yeah, she is. I don't move a pin in the house without checking with her, am I doing the right thing?
That's awesome.
And she takes out the time and gives time to everyone. And she looks it's like, when I look at her,
how does she do it?
yeah, how does she do it? She's perpetually happy, she's perpetually happy, and she, like, not a strand is out of place and not a, dot of thing, and her dress is crisp and everything is meticulously in place. But she handles so much, Bulbeer, no one knows.
Awesome.
No one knows, whether it's Farah, whether it's Suzanne, whether it's Simone. Everybody, you need to cut that in. Whether it's Farah, whether it's Simone, whether it's Suzanne, Zayed, all of us. The grandchildren.
I was just going to say.
I'm telling you, it's like, sometimes my children will say this, but Dadi said this or Nani said this. And I'm like, I'm your mother. But that's the hierarchy, the hierarchy she has created. And it's out of respect and her own doing, what I mean. It's the love she gives, the time, the effort, everything, because of her, we are so connected. We are so encouraging with what one another does. We are there for each other. At the drop of a hat, everyone will leave. And God, if, even if she gets a little, like, how do I say it? Scratch? No, that's exaggerating. But she gets a bruise in her hand. And everyone from all directions have dropped everything and rushed. Mama, what happened? Why? So you can imagine how much she means to all of us.
Oh, she's made that.
Yeah.
She's made it. And
she's made it. Yeah.
Keeping a family together is not easy.
It's not easy.
Everyone comes from a different thought of school and school of thought.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely the toughest thing to do.
And Bulbeer, really,
keeping the siblings, the family together and on a very positive note.
I mean, she's an institution. If I keep telling her, Mom, you should start classes of how to be a good daughter-in-law. No, jokes apart, because these are issues that people have, and she's like, no, I think I need to have a class of how to be a good mother-in-law, because it starts from there. And I said, that is so true.
Yeah.
It is so important how a mother-in-law behaves. She's like, please. And this is such an interesting thought to have, Bulbeer. You know what she said to me? She's like, remember one thing, Malaika, you girls leave everything and go into a home, okay? And you are learning somebody else's ways and means and how to do and all. And if I'm not supporting you, it's wrong of me. I should allow you to make as many mistakes, because that's how you will grow. You will have your independence. And, from starting only, Bulbeer, she's always been like, made me feel like I have a voice, made me feel like, I'm allowed to make mistakes. She's never judged me. She's looked at me always as her fourth daughter. openly, and with an open hand in every way, not just giving me things materialistically, but values and the thought of culture and how to be.
Priceless.
It's priceless, and it's endless what she can do. Yeah, I can write a book on her, and I one day will.
I'm sure.
Yes, I
And
one
we
day
will be sitting
here and discussing.
I'm so sure about that.
Absolutely. In fact, I keep telling her the next, which I'm talking about, the Rani Mahal. I
Should
want
be dedicated to her.
Yeah. And she's saying, and again, so like, this is what I love about her. She's like, no, it's your time now. I have done my time. You need to be in your glory, but if you need my help, I'm here for you. I thought that was so sweet. I said, no, Mom, I want to, dedicate because to me, she's a queen of hearts, a queen of life. She's a queen in every manner. You know what I mean?
So beautiful. It's, what is more touching?
Yeah.
Is there a daughter-in-law talking about her mother-in-law in this way, where she already has 3 sister-in-laws?
Yeah.
It's like you're the last one in the house, technically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're like behaving like you're the only one, and she's giving you all that you need. Like,
absolutely.
That's commendable.
Yeah.
God bless her
Thank
for
you.
that.
Thank you. Really. God bless.
Such a feeling that is coming from within.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's not easy.
For me,
it's not easy.
I mean, I feel, God, I've done a gazillion good karmas in my life to have her as a mother-in-law.
Definitely,
it's a blessing.
I mean, it's both ways.
But yes.
We've had early marriages, very young marriages.
It's
so
true.
It's, like you said, she had to be the one, to give you the welcoming, the warmth first.
Absolutely.
Obviously, it makes sense since you were like the young one in that house.
Yeah.
Everything's new for you.
Absolutely.
It has to begin with her, with that family where you've gone in, and she's done a commendable job.
Yes.
She's been amazing.
Like, even in my own home, Bulbeer, anything I do, even if it's change of fabric, like, of course you always want to refurbish your home, and we're always putting a twist here and a tweak there and something there to just, spruce the home, make it look fresh. I will call her up. I'm like, Mama, I'm sending you 2-3 colors, or you come and decide even the paint color. So even if it's like a wallpaper color, I will send her. Of course, we shortlisted because you can't expect her.
Of course.
And she will be the one selecting. Because her experience. And I can't tell you, there's no one today who has the panache of the way she puts things together in every way, Bulbeer, in every way, in everything she does, with so much genuinity, so much love, so much passion and humility. Bulbeer, I've seen her in a crowd. She will sit, she's literally like, you won't see her at all, like there will be no strand of hair here, everything to the T. And we're sitting and it's hot, it's hot. We're like in some little, somebody's called us for, suppose, your staff calls you for a Ganpati darshan, and I'll always go with her. I never say no to her. Or we'll go for opening some book thing, or, opening somebody's small studio, because everybody wants her name, attached to their thing. And I've seen her blessings, exactly, you know what I mean? And she's such a powerful soul, and so we'll go and she'll sit there and she'll have whatever everybody's having. And she's unaffected by everything. There will be dirt and mark. Yes.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
It's incredible. And that's why, I look at her, and again, she also does love her, international brand, but a lot of her things are Indian, and she'll proudly wear them. You know what I mean? And she wears a lot of Indian wear. You've seen it yourself. She's very proud of who she is, and she'll go for the best of the holidays. And when she's back home, but home is home. Oh. India is India. Bombay is Bombay. And I love that about her? You know,
But
so
that's
maybe
the way
that's
we're supposed to be. You know, I mean,
yeah.
we also get intrigued by, wow, the
Yeah.
West is amazing
Yeah.
and everything is so good.
Yeah.
But then when we come back home,
Yeah.
it's my experience I'm talking from.
I'm sure.
I mean, I love everything. I
Yeah.
love traveling.
Of course,
it's
who
like
doesn't?
a
Yeah.
bug,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, when I come home,
Yeah.
not just Bombay, home,
Yeah.
I'm like, God, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Yeah, you got to be
There
grateful.
cannot be anything better than
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
And honestly, then when I think about all the blessings around, I mean, when it comes to our doctors or anything, I mean, there's no place like India.
I'm telling you,
There's
you are
no
absolutely,
place like
there is
India.
no place like the humility again, and the niceness and the warmth. Like you're saying, we don't have to think the doctors are here.
Yeah.
The facilities we have is
That's
here.
true, yeah.
When we go to our grocer, he knows us, and Ben came cho, and bhai came cho, tame su le su lao. It's just
the warmth.
Yeah,
just
people
cannot
don't
let us
know,
go anywhere.
they're not missing anything, because I have also, like you, been privileged to travel the world. And yes, I have siblings who live all across the globe, because we are, international family. And, when I go even to the south of France, I walk into a shop, the shopkeeper doesn't even look at you. She's too busy, worrying what to do. And, it takes time. I mean, I'm not, there are, of course, I've met some wonderful people all across the globe. So I'm not trying to,
Yeah, I get
you get what I'm saying.
But still,
But yeah,
you do compare.
You do compare. You can't help it but, notice that, it's like we accept people who come from international shores so beautifully. That same feeling and emotion never comes. Please, let's all be honest and, note that. You know what I mean?
Accept it.
Yeah, exactly.
We all know it, but not everyone
exactly.
wants to accept
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much,
Thank you so much,
and
Bulbeer.
wishing Essence of Malaika great success in years to come. And I can't wait for the next
And
launch.
I wish Walk the Talk with Bulbeer to be, I know it's going to be a huge success, because you've done it from your heart. And I think it's going to be a beautiful journey for you to explore, as well as in when you're going to meet some many, top of the run, or how do you say, some of the best in the business, And I think you should just not stop at interiors and travel in that aspect, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I hope to do many more walk to the talks with you, with some, interesting furthermore discussions, and, talk about life. And I think parenting would be a good topic to talk together.
Definitely.
Lovely.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Malaika.
Thank you, Bulbeer. And please do follow me at EOM by Malaika, Essence of Malaika.
Thank you, everyone. We shall see you in the next episode.